Hey guys, Coach here with this week's Plant of the Week. This one I want to introduce you to the Purple Potion Agapanthus, also known as the common lily of the Nile. These things have been around for a long time, but not the Purple Potion one. And the claim to fame that this one really does have is the deep veined purple flowers, not the sky blue type of flowers or the white flowers that you see on many Agapanthus. These guys are a small one, kind of the same size as Peter Pan. They only go to about 14 inches tall and can get about 20 inches wide if they're super happy. The blooms are on rigid, upright stalks and then kind of a umbellata style cluster of flower ball up on the top of the stiff stem. And these guys bloom for a very long time. The older the plant, the more blooms it will have. And they are fantastic cutting them off and putting them in a vase on a dining room table or in a kitchen or a bedroom. They look really good as a cut flower. Now, I had a few of these in my original house in the Central Valley of California. And I will tell you on one occasion, when we had temperatures that dipped down into the mid-20s, which was very unusual for us out there in Zone 9. They did get frost nipped. So these are only meant for zones 7 through 10. And I would say 7 is really pushing it. That's really pushing it in my book. But you can figure on a summertime blooming season, depending on where you're at, I would say June and July with a taper into August. They do not mind if you're in a very hot, dry, windy area. They do not mind a bit of afternoon shade or filtered sunlight. They'll love you for that. Very good on hillsides. Good for erosion control. They do very well on the coast. They do very well inland with a little bit of shade relief. They do grow fast initially, and then they kind of slow down just a little bit. You can divide these guys after about their 3rd to 7th year. You can dig them up and cut them into 4s and transplant them or give part of them away. They are very good at the frontal edges of beds. You could put them in 1 story behind, and then their tall flower spikes would be the reason you would do that. And you could put annuals in front of them. But the Purple Potion Agapanthus, very useful plant because of its floppy sword-like leaves that it has on it. It makes it a very good contrast plant if you have other plants such as hibiscus or sunnier loving hosta or something like that. You have that contrast in foliage. Or if you have chartreuse type of leaves that come on in whatever plant you have behind it, and then you have that deep purple flower in front of it. Very attractive. I think that you could probably use plants such as dwarf pittosporums or Shasta daisy. You could use daylily, but I wouldn't plant it in and with because the foliage is going to look just too similar. But certainly dianthus and other guys like that would work out very well. I used to use it as a border plant, and I thought it always looked best because it kind of softened edges of walkways and other places that were maybe hardscape related. So check it out when you get a chance. Purple Potion Agapanthus. Usually put out by the Monrovia Company, but I don't think the plant patent is viable anymore, so you might find it in all kinds of different nurseries. You can ask for it by name. Purple Potion Agapanthus. It does like to stay in reasonably moist soils. The more organic matter you have in there, the happier it's going to be. If you are having it in a rocky, sandy environment, then yeah, a lot of organic amendment's going to be required. Anyway, Purple Potion Agapanthus, guys, this week's Plant of the Week. Check it out. As always, to your guys' landscape success, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.